When sending out cold outreach emails to potential clients, personalization might help get them to open those emails, but it's also incredibly time consuming to do. So today I'm going to see if a custom GPT can help me out in the process. My name is Josh Prasad. I'm an assistant professor of psychology at Colorado State University and co-founder of Prasad and Associates. In both roles, I'm interested in how AI might change how we all do work. So today I'm going to see if I can build a custom GPT that can help me send out some more emails. So here I've got a custom GPT I've built. In this example, I'm going to assume the role of someone who sells educational content to other small businesses. And my goal is to send personalized emails to small business owners to get them aware of and interested in my services. So perhaps I've done some digging. I've found a list of small businesses. This is a minority-owned small business directory hosted by the state of Colorado. And perhaps my strategy is to go through this list and take a look at possible businesses that I could send an email to. Just a disclosure, I'm in no way affiliated with any of these businesses. I'm just using this as an example. So let's see what my custom GPT can do. So let's say I've found a business that I'm interested in reaching out to. Let me go over here to my custom GPT and see if it can help me write an email. So I'm going to start it up. And the GPT is asking for the URL, the site that goes to the small business that I'd like an email for. So I'm going to go over here, copy that URL, and paste it into the chat. So it is going to that site, finding some contact info, and then giving me an email subject. It's identifying some services that came from the site. So it's trying to demonstrate that homework has been done. It's offering a suggestion for a specific module from my educational content. This is not my actual educational content, but it's providing an example module. And then it's also identifying a relevant testimonial. So this is a fictitious testimonial that I've generated, but we can see that it is pulling from my library, which I'll show in a second, of fictitious testimonials. And it's finding one that's relevant. So here, because the website that I've asked to analyze is a law firm, it's pulling a testimonial from perhaps a prior law firm that I've served. And then it's, leaving some contact info for me. So I would not immediately send this email. I would need to verify that this is the correct email address that it's pulled for me to use. It would, there might be some spots where I need to input my name, but, if I were to do this manually, this would certainly be very challenging. I'd have to analyze their site. I'd have to make a thoughtful connection between their site content and a specific recommendation from the list of courses that I might be offering. And then I'd have to think through my trove of testimonials to find a specific testimonial that would match the site that I'm analyzing. So just before we get into seeing how this all works, just wanted to show one more example. So we've got a different website that I'm going to get the URL from. I'm going to put it in my email drafting chatbot. And then it's going to take a look at that site. It's found some contact info for me. It's done an analysis of the website. And based on analyzing the site, same thing as before, it's suggesting some modules from the educational courses that I've put together. It's identified a relevant testimonial So again, this is a mock testimonial. I generated them to correspond to the site, but hopefully this demonstrates that it's not picking a random testimonial from my log, but instead here it's identifying that this is a cleaning service or similar business, and it's going to my library of testimonials and finding one that's relevant. All right, so we've seen a couple examples of being able to put in a site, try and get some contact info, make some relevant recommendations, find a testimonial. So let's take a look at how this works. All right, so I'm on the editing page for this custom GPT, so we can take a look at how it all works. I've given it a name, description. I've used DALL-E to generate an image for the GPT, but the most important part here are the instructions. So first I have conversation start by the user inputting press here to start. And that corresponds to a conversation starter here that says press here to start and the button over here on the side. So I like to do that sometimes when I want the user to receive some instructions before they actually start chatting with the GPT. So if I have that button, they press here to start. And then in the instructions, I say, upon receiving that message, ask the user to paste in the URL for a small business website. So now, before the user gets too far into using this custom GPT, it's asking for a website and it will carry out the steps that I want it to. So the next instruction here is once the user inputs a URL for a small business website, navigate to that website and read all of the text available. Crawl through as many pages as possible, but limit the depth of crawling to 5 pages. Read all of the text available on all pages visited. So this is just some instructions for the GPT to go take a look at the site. I've limited the crawling depth to 5 pages just in case it's a very complicated website, but this is how we tell it to go take a look. So then once the site is read, draft an email with the following. So basically we're inputting a website, it's going to take a look at the site, and then we're going to start our email. So identify the business owner if possible. In this example, we're trying to sell educational content directly to small business owners. So hopefully we can find out who they are. Address the email to the owner and list the owner's email before providing the draft message. So I have this as an instruction just so I can verify on my own the ability to contact the business owner. No owner is identified. Address the email to the leadership of input small business name. No business owner email is provided. Provide a contact email or summarize the manner in which the business can be contacted before providing the draft message. So all of this is here just to help me out as the user to first start out the output from this custom GPT with who am I contacting and how can I contact them. So moving down. So with all the text obtained from the site, identify 3 key services that the small business offers. Summarize to the message recipient that it looks like they provide those services, including a 1-sentence explanation for each service. Try to describe each service as unique to the small business. Avoid creating generic summaries. So this is my attempt at having my bot take a look at the site and make it look like I've done my homework. I'm identifying some specific things that they actually do. Then mention based on our review, you think they would benefit from our business education program. List all of the following module names that from our curriculum and identify the module potentially most relevant to the small business owner based on what's on their site. So in this phase, I'm asking it to take a look at the site, tell the owner all of the possible courses that we could offer, and then list the ones that we think are most relevant to them. And one thing you may have noticed is that the first example email did not quite do this as I've instructed, whereas the second one listed several modules. So just an example of sometimes these GPTs don't do exactly what you want them to do. And it's important to take a look at what they provide for you. So I just have a list of possible modules for my online education content that I've put in there. And then here is another important part. Here's where I tell it to identify a testimonial to include in the email. So finally use the attached file, mock testimonials, to identify one testimonial from an alumni of the program whose business is most similar to the business from the website being evaluated. Make sure to closely compare the services offered by the alumni's business to make sure it's similar to the business of the site being evaluated. At the end of the draft email, state that in reviewing the business owner's website, we found an alumni of the program who operated a similar business and had a wonderful experience in our program, and then paste in the quoted testimonial. So making sure to also include the testimonial in its entirety, put it in quotes, etc. So just to show you what this testimonials document looks like, I only have it here as a text file. So I've made it fairly clear the different testimonials by labeling them testimonial 1, 2, etc. And then it's just the text from the testimonial itself. And again, these are made up. So last instruction, conclude the draft email by saying they can contact me at my email or find more information at a website. So with all of that said, we reviewed how to create a custom GPT to help us with personalized emails. We've seen how it can go take a look at a website, identify some of the text on that site, do some homework. Based on that homework, match the potential lead with specific services that we offer, and then draft an email that is personalized to that potential client. A custom GPT like this might make it easier for you as the one sending out personalized emails to be able to send out more of them. Perhaps it would also be helpful if, say, you wanted to hand this task off to somebody else, but they didn't have as much knowledge of all of the things that you were trying to include in these personalized emails. So, say an intern with a custom GPT, they might be able to do similar output as you without such tools. So with that said, I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next one.